This is Daddy's Workshop of the Carolinas on assignment. I recently went on a little road trip to visit a friend who has a vintage Delta shop and wanted to share it with you. Bob has an awesome shop filled with his meticulous restorations, and he has a wealth of knowledge on all things Delta related. Enjoy.
Hey, so I'm here today with Bob. He's got an awesome collection, accumulation of machines through the years, and he's going to take us around and give us a little tour. I wanted to share this with you. Some really awesome stuff. So here we go.
Hi Josh, thanks for coming by and taking a look at some of this stuff, helping me sort through it. I've got some stuff here and there that I like to use. This is a 1160 that I use. It's pretty ordinary. It does have a Woodco motor control on it, and I really enjoy using that. All right, as you can tell, I've got a single bay to hold on my stuff, and it's a pretty tight fit. But here I've got a row of equipment that I particularly like. This is a 14-inch Delta bandsaw. It's pretty special to me because it has the original motor in it and a cast iron blade guard. I really enjoy this smaller 10-inch bandsaw. It is a joy to use and really functions nicely. It also has the original motor and a rod start and stop. I do have a special affinity for Buffalo drill presses, and this is a bit of a different kind of arrangement. I've got the regular Buffalo drill press up top, and then I have a mortiser down below. And it's not that I particularly use the mortiser down below, it's just that right now I'm cramped for space, and that's where I'm storing it. So once I get a little more space, I will break that apart, and it'll be standing on its own separate base. All right, so here's another accumulation all in one spot. I have a 6-inch jointer. Operates really nicely for me. And this is one of my pride and joys here. This is a Delta Junior Unisaw. I worked pretty hard on this. This was a special challenge for me because of its weight and the fact that I'm a one-man shop. So it was a bit of a challenge getting that done. I also have back here in the back a Parks planer. Actually, it's Craftsman's badged. It's not quite finished yet. You can tell I'm about to give it the Bob Vaughn tune-up treatment with the dial indicator there. And then over to a little bit of left of that, you can see a shaper that I've used here and there. Looking forward to using it a little bit more. And then here, further to the left, I have some various things. Here's a disc sander that I've restored. Along with, this is going to be a saw for my son-in-law. It is a 34-600 that I will need to, I thought I had it fixed, but I got to go back and replace the bearings. So I'll do that before I deliver it to him. All right, and I have a special affinity for lathes. Not sure why. I do enjoy wood turning, although I'm not as skilled as a lot of people are at it. But these are two of my more recent restorations, both of them 1160s, of course. I got one in my one of my more favorite colors, green, and one that has quite a few accessories on it in gray. I did come up with some new horizontal pieces there, and you'll quickly notice that there's no motors. So I will be scouting out some motors for those, as well as the appropriate pulleys. So I've just finished those. This is my most recent project. It's a 14-inch bandsaw. It's halfway complete. I added a riser to it, try to source my own wood, and this will help me. It's a little bit supercharged. I followed a lot of the guidance in the Itura design catalog, and Louis helped me a lot on this effort. So anyway, 50% complete. It has no shafts in it right now. They're sitting over on my workbench. All right, this is one of the more special pieces in my accumulation. This is a saw that Josh refurbed, and I picked it up. You might recognize it in some of his previous videos as the 1953 Unisaw. It runs very nicely, and I've gotten a lot of great use on it. This is one cool piece of equipment. Also, kind of want to point out, in case you didn't notice, that I have an affinity for this green color, and I make my pieces just a little bit unique or personal to me by giving one accessory piece or two this green color. You can see back here with the parts planer that green color. You can see the gray with that earlier bandsaw I talked about.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Bob, for giving us a look around. You've got an awesome accumulation of stuff. You do amazing restorations. Tell me a little bit about that green color. What color is that?
That green color that you see from time to time is a Krylon paint. Some of it is actually camp green, and then a couple years ago they changed that color and now call it Italian olive. It's not exactly the same, but to the untrained eye, it's exactly the same.
Okay. And then is the gray you use the classic dark machinery gray?
Rust-Oleum dark machine gray.
How about any prep? What's your prep for the paint?
You know, if there's plenty of paint already on the piece, I hit it with a little bit of acetone and etch it. I try to etch it and then spray without using any primer. And then, but I make sure that I get plenty of coats. You know, it's a pretty thin coat with spray paint, so I give it 6 or 8 coats all in one time over the course of about an hour and a half.
Wow.
Very light each time, so gives a pretty nice finish.
Yes, it does. That is a great example.
Yeah.
Very impressive finish from a can. Nice job. How about any tips for people starting out with restoration or refurb work with vintage machinery?
Kind of in fun. Buy absolutely more projects than you need, all that you can store, and then you work on each one of them very slowly, making frequent reference of the OWWM site, and gather and create a network of friends like Josh to help you along the way.
I totally agree with that. OWWM is a great community, people like you, Bob, and so many others. So thanks so much for giving us a little tour today.
One other comment. I've got a couple other South Carolina friends as well. A gentleman in Cheraw has helped me a lot, and I've had some great conversations with a gentleman out of Union City, South Carolina.
Joe and Mike, I think.
Joe and Mike.
Yep, great guys. Great guys. All right, thanks, Bob.
And so there you have it, a little snapshot of an amazing vintage Delta shop. Outfitted with classic machines, nicely restored and ready to live on for another generation and more. A big thanks to Bob for being so gracious with his time, his shop, and his tools. And perhaps you may find some more videos of a few specific machines that have some connections to Bob's shop in the future. It's always such a joy to connect in person with people who share similar interests and have so much we can learn from, and to see their different ideas, approaches, and tips to working on vintage tools. Some may work for you, others may not, as we all find ways to get the job done. Bob made reference to some very helpful resources that I wanted to reiterate in case you are not aware of them yet. One is, of course, OWWM.org, an unending storehouse of vintage machinery knowledge in the form of a message board. We all continually learn so much from this network of folks, including some of the names Bob mentioned, and so many more. And the accompanying website, vintagemachinery.org, which is an ever-expanding compendium of manuals, publications, and pictures of vintage machines. Bob also mentioned Itura Design for their help in improving and hot rodding his recent 14-inch bandsaw with riser block project. I'll put a link in the notes to a discussion thread that shows a picture of the 2020 catalog and contact info for them if you're interested. If you have any bandsaw projects or issues, Itura Design is an amazing resource. They're a family-run business that does not have a website and seems to be sticking with the catalog model, just so you're aware. And of course, I'll put a link to OWWM and Vintage Machinery in case those two have somehow slipped your grasp thus far. And thanks again to Bob for sharing his shop for this little tour, and keep treasuring things made and restored by hand. Hey, thanks for watching. Hope the video has been helpful for you. Feel free to subscribe using the subscribe link. And if you've benefited from the channel and enjoy what you see here, consider donating by using the PayPal link that's on my banner picture on my YouTube channel homepage. I put out a video per week. Hope they're helpful. Anything else I can do, contact me. Thanks a lot.